What's going on, guys? This is your boy SQ420 here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at this gentleman right here, Mr. Andy Slavitt, okay? A gentleman on the right-hand side in Pasadena, California. Now, Mr. Andy Slavitt, he's part of the disease that shall not be named task force for the Biden administration. He's part of the team, okay? And he doesn't have a whole lot of good answers for the questions that are given to him, okay? He's only got one thing in his playbook. That's fear-mongering, all right? That's the only thing he's got left in his playbook. There's nothing else available, okay? I mean, and so that, and of course the jab. He's got the jab, and he's got fear-mongering, okay? So he gets up here with a CBS, and he begins to talk about people and sacrifice, and the sacrifices that maybe a lot of people won't, did not make, which caused our numbers to look as bad, quote unquote, as they are. So we're going to go through this little skit right here from him on CBS. We're going to give it a breakdown, and we'll go ahead and pummel his argument, because it needs to be pummeled. It's offensive, okay? That's all it is. It's straight up, straight out offensive. It's nonsense, and it's BS. So let's jump into this. Alright guys, I want to welcome everybody back to the channel. Hope y'all having a fantastic day. If it's your first time here, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. Diving into Mr. Andy Slavitt right here. He's gonna say a few words about the sacrifice that needed to be made over the past year that maybe people weren't willing to make, okay? Now, I don't know what he's talking about, alright? They said that we were all in this together, okay? That's what they told us, okay? But the more and more you look at it, the more and more you realize that that was not the case. It was a flat-out lie, okay? Without a shadow of a doubt. So without further ado, we're going to dive into this clip right here, and we're going to give it the breakdown.
The book is called Preventable. How much of this pandemic was preventable?
Now, I just want to, right out the gate, the man has written a book, okay? Because all these people who are supposed to be, you know, getting stuff done for us, okay? Figuring out maybe potential therapeutics, maybe repurposing drugs, maybe figuring out actually how the disease that should not be named spreads. All of them got time to write a book, okay? Ain't got much time to look at data on anything else, okay? But they got plenty of time to write a book. So he's got a book coming out. I don't know why anybody wanted to buy it. I just got to be honest with you. Because this dude don't know anything, all right? Or, hold on, let me get this right. He does know things, but he's an arm of propaganda.
Well, of course, we would have had a pandemic here in the U.S. no matter what. But look, we can count the mistakes, and I think it's important that we do, if for nothing else, so we don't repeat them. We obviously had a set of technical mistakes with the testing and the PPE that we know about.
Okay, so it may say we had some technical mistakes with the testing and the PPE. Why didn't you go further into that, Mr. Andy Slavitt? What part of the testing, did we have some technical issues with? Maybe it's that the PCR is not being used correctly. Is there potential there? Okay. Maybe it's the amount of cycles that's being ran. Now, we know with your breakthrough cases, you won't allow the folks to submit a sample over 28 cycles. I wonder why that is. But throughout the pandemic of the disease that should not be named, you just allowed, labs to run them at however many times we needed to pull it up as a case. It didn't make any difference, okay? Just run it. Keep running it until y'all find a sliver of something. Then we'll tell them that they got it. And, of course, the long haul of symptoms will be on the way right after. Isn't that right, Andy? Let your boy know. I'm trying to figure the thing out. Watch these people. They slidey slick. And then he talking about PPE. Bo, I want y'all to somebody show me on the chart where the mask saves somebody. I just want to know. I want to see it. I want to see it in real time. Where it said, Bo, if this dude wasn't wearing that mask, boy, the coof was going to get him. We know it without a shadow of a doubt. The coof was coming for him. But then it saw the mask and said, the mask is the secret barrier. I shall not pass through the mask. It's like, well, it's nonsense, man. But, I mean, the fall and winter wave, went up astronomically. And that's with everybody wearing a mask. And believe me, almost everybody was wearing one. But you couldn't go nowhere without seeing folks with the sacred cloth strapped across their face. So I don't want to hear nobody about, oh man, folks won't wearing them. Which folks, okay? Which folks? Look, the few folks that didn't want to wear them, a whole lot of times they get kicked out of places, bud, because everybody was into that type of tyranny. I'm gonna let them continue to speak before I get, because I've got some other things I need to say on this before I get too much into tizzy early.
But if we're honest, we also had two other types of mistakes that caused a lot of loss of life. One were just plainly political leadership mistakes. There was a lot. We denied the virus for too long out of the Trump White House. There was too.
Okay, hold on. It said we denied the virus for too long. Okay, now, if I'm correct, early on there was a whole lot of folks that was like, "Oh man, don't worry about this thing. Don't worry about the flu. Don't worry about this. I mean, ain't that big a deal. And we don't even know it's spread human to human." A whole lot of folks like Fauci, Nancy Pelosi, and others saying the same thing. Dr. Drew, Dr. Oz, all these folks saying this. So who was denying it? You see how they like to go back to a talking point, okay? They want to go back to because it's always what they want to go back to. Left wing, right wing, okay? The right wing folks. The folks that sit on the right wing of the bald eagle, okay? Those folks, they were deniers, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, how much of a denier was the Trump administration really? They're the ones that implemented the lockdowns initially. And I still think that's the worst decision as far as administrative decision, maybe in the history of the U.S. I mean, I just got to be honest with you. I mean, it pushed forth a whole lot of fascism. And I'll be honest about that. But I mean, when they said 15 days to flatten the curve, which is all propaganda, it's a slogan. And then they hit 30 days to slow the spread. It's like, bro, that's 45 days. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I guess folks forgot about that. They put that in the back of their mind. Oh, I see what you're saying. But it was deniers, right? They denied it so much that the country was pretty much shut down for 45 straight days. I mean, let your boy know.
Squashing of dissent and playing on divisions. But I'd also think we all need to look at one another and ask ourselves, what do we need to do better next time? And in many respects, being able to sacrifice a little bit for one another to get through this and to save more lives is going to be essential. And that's something that I think we could all have done a little bit better on.
So when we look...
Okay. So the man just sat there and told you, said, maybe we need to sacrifice, maybe just a little bit more. We didn't sacrifice enough. Okay, I got you. Go ahead and tell that, to every person who lost their job, okay? The good paying jobs, all right? Go and tell that to every person that lost their business, that they worked, had to scratch tooth and nail, bleed for. Go tell it to those folks. Go tell it to the people who lost their lives because they weren't able to get treatment for ailments. Go tell it to those people who sacrificed, okay? People like this guy, people who are able to just stay at the house, able to work from home, and it's no problem. They always talking about, oh man, you need to sacrifice, okay? Why ain't you sacrificing? Well, you know what? Damn it. I mean, I worked the whole time because for some reason, they said that we were essential. I'm like, whatever. I mean, look, everybody's essential. Everybody's job is essential. I hate that word, okay? Is it supplying you with money so you can buy food, keep a house, keep a roof over your head, etc.? Then yeah, it's essential, dog. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It is essential. But to come out with the audacity and talk about sacrifice, yeah, folks did sacrifice, okay? About the folks who sacrificed their life? Well, the few who died because of the coup. Maybe because y'all wouldn't look into repurposing drugs. Y'all won't look into therapeutics, okay? I mean, how about those folks? Did they not sacrifice so you could get the jab out? Let your boy know. He's boy. Man, let me let this thing play. I'm gonna get into a cussing rant if I don't. I need to calm down and just let it play out so I can give you some more breakdown.
Mirror and evaluate our own role in all this, the public, how we could have sacrificed more, as you say, and we think about the possibility of a difficult fall or winter or a difficult variant. what more needs to be done now to prepare ourselves as a public, putting aside the government and the scientific part of this, for us as the public? What's the message?
Well, there's a couple simple things. One is that all the people that for so long live so close to the edge, that don't have a great safety net, that don't have great health insurance, but they're forced to work day in and day out to serve us. They're growing crops, they're delivering food to our warehouses, they're working in grocery stores, they're delivering food to our door. All those people are at risk all the time.
Did you just hear how he said that? He was like, the people who don't have a safety net, people who live close to the edge. The people who are forced to work. Forced? Forced. No, I mean, you work because you need to be a part of society. You work because you need the money to keep a roof over your head, to pay bills, okay? To eat, to have some play money so you can go and enjoy the good things in life. That's what you work for. So, oh, man, the folks that are forced to be in work. You see, it all goes back to that whole thing, the UBI, to the you will own nothing and you will love it, okay? The government will pay for it, and you'll take what we give you. I know it'll be morsels, but you'll take it, you'll love it, you'll own nothing, and it'll be all good. It's all hearkening back to an agenda. See his words that he says, the folks that were forced to work. Ain't nobody forced to work. But look, I done told folks, there's only one thing you got to do in life, okay, is die. That's it. Ain't nobody escaped that one yet. I ain't seen them. Ain't no vampiros running around here that's managed to escape death or anything like that. I don't know of any infinite beings on this earth that's managed to escape death. That's the only thing you got to do is die. You ain't got to pay no taxes. You ain't got to eat nothing. I mean, all it harkens back to all you got to do is die. That's it. When you're born, all you got left to do. Okay, you ain't got to do nothing else. All right? So all this talking about forcing and things of that nature, it's like, dog, what do you mean forced? Man, folks need to work. Man, we see the mess that we're in. We're short of supply of everything. Man, me and my girlfriend went to get a couch, okay, over the weekend. And if y'all listen to my my podcast, Inside the Cube, that's on Spreaker, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, you like how I put that in there, go listen to that. But my most recent episode, I talked about how we went and bought a couch. Man, they ain't even got no couches. It's gonna take me 14 weeks. Now I bought the couch, but it's gonna take me 14 weeks to get it. So I mean, how many folks are forced to be in work? I just saw some job numbers. It said there's 9.3 million jobs available in the U.S. Well, when folks gonna go out and fill those? Don't seem to be in any type of hurry. You were giving people extra unemployment benefits. Folks were making bank sitting at the house, and you talking about folks forced to be in work, or forced to go to work. I'm like, man, what is he talking about? Well, man, these people are disgusting, man.
And so there's a chapter in the book called The Room Service Pandemic, and it talks about how a lot of us had it quite okay during the pandemic and others didn't. So we should be looking at that.
Yeah, you one of them, dog. You got paid the whole time. Come on now, but these folks, and a lot of people don't know because they don't care to look, okay? As long as they're doing good at their place, it's all good, okay? Oh, man, I'm doing good here. I'm able to sit at the house, work from home, still get paid the same amount of money. And hey, bud, I mean, I get to do my work in my pajamas, and it's all good. It's like, bud, there's other folks that need to go out and make it. Y'all shutting them down from being able to make an income. Think about all the gig workers, okay? What they usually did, go out, play music at different venues and things of that nature. But, I mean, they got shut out. On top of that, a lot of them were not eligible to get the unemployment benefits because technically they weren't employed by a person. So, I mean, a whole lot of the time, they were on the outs. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, room service pandemic. It's like, dog, yeah, we know folk like you got paid the full amount the whole time. We know that. I've been complaining about this, about that this whole time. The folks who want you to stay locked down, the folks who want you to muzzle up, or the folks that that are not affected at all. They're not social butterflies, and they don't want no life, no way. That's just all I'm saying, bud. And I'm sick of it.
And then look, preventing the spread of the disease is really about a couple simple things. Not breathing near one another in large spaces. That's really it. If you want to be overly simple.
Not breathing near one another in large spaces. Dog, Andy, you know it's aerosol, right? You know aerosols linger in the air. not breathing near one another in large space. But not breathing, not breathing. So you want me to choke out? Whenever I walk in the store, you just want me to start holding my breath till I can't hold no more. Take a big gasp of air and then hold it again. Andy, what are you talking about, man? I'm not breathing. Hey, but these are the folks that we got up here that's supposedly leading us. Man, these ain't no leaders. Man, all they are is just a talking arm for pharma and a jab. That's it.
About it. And that requires a certain amount of sacrifice and change. It's a short period of time, and we none of us can do it forever, and it's not pleasant. But
a short period of time, sacrifice and change. He said sacrifice again, but then he said short period of time. It's like, dog, this folks still masking up. You still got to wear a mask on an airplane, even if you've gotten the jab, even if you can produce papers, okay? Public transport, they still want you to mask up. It's like, look at the UK. But their so-called Freedom Day was supposed to be on the 21st. They're like, well, the Delta variant's out there, so, whew. Boy, that Delta variant, man. I heard that thing, boy. Whew. And that thing come peel your skin right off your body. So, seeing how our cases are real low and, our deaths really are non-existent, we're going to lock it down for 4 more weeks just because. It's like, oh, it's not pleasant. Well, we know that. We know it ain't pleasant, but it ain't got no other effects, It ain't affecting nobody's mental health or nothing like that, okay? It ain't affecting nobody it ain't affecting nobody as far as them being able to keep their small business open. And this has been a crusher for small business. I guess he forgot about that. He failed to mention that. But that's okay, Andy. I'll mention it for you.
But when we do, we reduce the amount of spread pretty dramatically. And if the variants come back in the fall, as they will, the people who are unvaccinated really are going to need to pay serious attention to that and consider getting vaccinated
But if the variants come back in the fall, which they will, you see, he already set up a precursor. He set up a precursor for a surge in the fall. He set up a precursor for folks having to remask up in the fall. He set a precursor for folks having to be put back in lockdown during the fall. He's just setting things up. He's letting you know, hey, the stuff going to be back. And when it is, we're going to lock you down again. We're going to force you to wear a muzzle. And, maybe we'll finish off these small businesses if we're lucky. He's saying the same thing. And, the unvaccinated people, they might want to. The folks who ain't got it don't want the damn shit. So stop talking to us, okay? I don't want it. So stop talking to me. Damn. You done did everything. Cheeseburger, French fry, milkshake, donuts, drive a race car, free beer, $1 million rewards. Think California giving people the next 50,000 people who take a jab, they're giving them tickets to Six Flags. I don't want it. So move on. Man, they closing on this. He's right about folks, sacrificing. And folks did, okay? All the ones that they sacrificed up to the gods, because to this day they refuse to give any guidelines on early treatment for the disease that should not be named. None. Zero. All you got is a PCR test, and if you test positive, it says go home for 2 weeks and we hope you don't die. Here's a prayer card. And if you get bad enough, don't worry. You can come into the clinic and we'll hit you up with a $3,000 dose of remdesivir. How about that? We'll hit you with that for 2 weeks. About $7,000 worth of remdesivir. Maybe. I guess. Does it even work? I don't know. If it worked, why didn't it save all the people last winter? That's what I'm trying to figure out. We still will not do any type of early treatment in the U.S. And I blame this on everybody having to hide behind the guidelines, because if there's no guidelines that are set out by the NHS, CDC, things of that nature, then it makes the people at the hospitals, the doctors and stuff, it makes them liable if something happens, okay? And then because since everybody's so sue happy, now they're ready to sue folks. The people who may be able to help you. But seeing how they don't have any guidelines for it, they can hide behind that, okay? Well, there's no guidelines, so, just go home for 2 weeks, okay? That's all you got. I don't want your test, man. If all you're going to tell me is go home for 2 weeks, bro, I'm moving on. I'm going to figure the thing out myself, seeing how you're no help, okay? That's all I'm saying. So he talks about sacrifices that people have not sacrificed over the past year. Folks, followed your edicts, followed your advice, shut down, and they lost everything, okay? And then their loved ones lost their lives anyway. Now, was it from the disease that should not be named? I don't know. It might have been from heart disease. It might have been from sepsis. It might have been from Alzheimer's. Who knows? But I'm pretty sure there was some folks that lost their lives with disease that should not be named legitimately, and you had nothing to help them, okay? A ragged ventilator that does nothing. So I want to know what y'all's thoughts on this in the comment section below. But the folks like this, man. And folks will follow these people, okay? Because they're blind and their whole body is encased in fear. And I can't help them, bud. I can't do nothing for them. But that's okay. If we can maybe wake up one more. Can we get one more? Uno mas. Can I get one more to wake up, to come to the light? Maybe. Then it'd be worth it, okay? But that's a hard battle because, trying to get the message out there is tough right now. So I want to know what y'all's thoughts are on this in the comment section below. This guy right here shouldn't be speaking about sacrifice, seeing how I'm about 100% positive that he ain't sacrificed a damn thing, okay? Not one damn thing, okay? You got people out there who sacrificed everything, who were still sacrificing, and he got the audacity to come up here and talk about, oh, maybe you need to sacrifice a little bit more. Man, kick rocks, Andy Slavitt. So I do hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, leave your comments in the comment section below. Haven't checked out my podcast yet, Inside the Cube with your boy. Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify. Just look up XQ420. Google Podcasts. I'm working on getting on iHeartRadio as well, so that'll be available. If you'd like to support the channel further, there are all links in the description section below. As always, been your boy XQ420. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.